And we're up. Welcome to the H&N Digital Center for another edition of the Long Game Podcast. Joining us today, Mana Viernes, the Hawaiian Hitman Power Slap Super Heavyweight Champion.
Yes, sir.
The first time in this podcast history there has been a championship belt
mahalo. Yes,
in this studio.
Yes, sir.
All because of you and your success. I am fascinated by your career.
Yes, sir. None of me. All the Lord. All glory to the Lord.
People follow you on Instagram. They see your abilities, what you're able to do. Drop guys by hitting them flush, by slapping them.
All right.
So, Mana, you live full-time in Las Vegas.
Yes, sir.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up here on the island of Oahu, west side of Oahu.
What part?
Nanakuli, Waianae, and basically everywhere.
Uh-huh.
Maili, Kapolei a little bit. Yeah. And also Big Island as well.
I see. How many siblings you have?
I have five brothers and sisters. That's with my mom and my dad, and then I have also a half brother, and then a couple of stepbrothers as well.
Mm-hmm. What was childhood like for you? How did you grow up?
Man, childhood was kind of a little bit rough. I was like the runt of the family, but I was getting beat up on and stuff like that, teased and whatever. But now I don't think they can beat up on me or tease me now. So.
Is it because you were the youngest one that you always get picked on?
Kind of the middle, the runt. So basically, I had my older brothers and then had me and my younger brother. So.
Where did you go to high school?
I went to high school at Waianae and then back on the Big Island. I finished off high school in Kealakea High School. Yeah.
Okay, so representation from West Oahu.
Yeah.
West Hawaii. So all over there.
Yeah. So I went from once the sea rider to a wave rider back in Kona.
This is awesome. I've been trying to have you on the show for a while now, so I'm glad that we can finally make it happen.
I know. Yes, glad to be here. Excited.
Whole bunch of questions. How did you, I guess, before you got involved with Power Slap, what kind of jobs did you have? What was your career path after high school?
It was more like security jobs, a lot of security jobs, and some personal bodyguards as well. And I guess that's how we knew a lot of people. People knew us. A lot of people knew us, but I didn't know a lot of people. But I could remember them by their faces and stuff. And they come into the club or wherever we at, and it just they greet me by name, and I don't even know their name too. But I mean, they know me. So, but now they really gonna know me.
When did you move to Las Vegas?
I've been there from 2017, right before COVID.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't move away immediately after high school then?
No, I was still on the Big Island and moving back and forth on the Big Island, Hilo and Waimea and stuff. I was still there. Mm-hmm. I was farming, doing a lot of agriculture, aquaponics, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. And you were doing security at a nightclub?
Yeah, doing security. When I moved to Las Vegas, I did security.
Okay.
Yeah, a nightclub at a couple spots downtown Fremont.
Were you doing security in Hawaii too?
No. I just was more like farming, staying, rooted in the roots.
What made you go to Las Vegas?
Actually, I kind of had to get away, because there wasn't as much opportunities here here in the island. So my parents was already up there, and when I went up there, everything was set. Like my mom didn't have the house, and my brother was already working security, so I kind of fell in the first week. I fell into security, I had a job already, and we was moving forward from there. And we actually had all my brothers working under one security in one place, all four of us.
What club was this?
It was a Gold Spike, back Las Vegas, downtown Las Vegas.
Okay.
Gold Spike. Yeah, we used to run that. That was a spot before COVID. Right before COVID, we used to run it. We was the heads. I was one of the rovers. And I would only show up when there's 420 or 416s, and that means a fight. So I would only, wait for the 416. I would show up and take the crowds out.
Your brothers, I'm guessing, are they the same size as you?
They was. Well, one of my other brother lost some weight, but at that timing we all was around the same size. Okay. Yeah, in the club. Yeah.
I see. I'm guessing, see the four of you though, nobody would mess around.
Oh no way. Some people would think that we're the same person, but like me and my older brother, like he would get in trouble, and then I would show up, and everybody think that was me too. Like, but I didn't know nothing. Like, so I took the rap on some of the stuff my brother did. That's right. That's right. I'll do it.
And what would be the times you have to step in? Like what? Like just only for the fights, or what would cause you to get involved?
Fights, altercations, or I would be breaking a lot of the security guards. So I'll just go around and break them, and then anytime. Well, security was kind of crazy because we would have to just watch, be a consistent watch on, like, babysitting adults. So we would just consistently watch. We see the whole party before it starts, all the way to it ends, and that was 10-hour days, and I really didn't like it at that time too. So yeah, it was just a lot.
How did Power Slap get involved into the picture?
Power Slap got involved from my older brother. He moved from, so he ended up getting in trouble, or kind of hitting somebody at security. So he moved with his now wife, but back then was his girlfriend. He moved with them across the Midwest, and throughout that process, he found like a couple places that doing slapping or saying, "Do you think you can slap?" And so he went, and after his first slap event, he did like 30 something slaps in 28 rounds or something. That was the most. That was the record before, and I got involved by just supporting him. I would fly out to all his matches. I would go out to the Midwest. I would go to Columbus, Ohio. We did one there as well. So I was just getting involved by showing up for my brother. And he was telling me that, "Oh, doing this for us." I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about, us. I ain't doing that." No way in heck, no way in hell I'm doing that. But sure enough, I took it serious, and, I seen the vision my brother had. And just to roll with it and now claim it and see where I'm at now is all thanks to God. All glory to God. So.
And just to remind our viewers, your brother is Koa Viernes.
Yes.
If you follow him on Instagram,
crazy Hawaiian.
The crazy Hawaiian. Title holder as well.
Yes. Right? Oh well, he lost the belt from the Russian.
Okay. And
then I took it back from the Russians. Okay. Yeah. So
you're traveling the Midwest, following him as he's getting started in the circuit. What kind of places are you guys going to? Where are these events being held?
Man, it's being held in like somebody's warehouse, or like a gym, or at one place was a bar. We even flew out to Texas in El Paso, Texas, and we did traction there, but we didn't have any medical and stuff like that. So I didn't want to get knocked out, or I didn't want to knock somebody out, and we don't have medical there and stuff. So we kind of canceled the events, but it was sketchy places, like really sketchy places.
Because at this point, it isn't a league per se.
No,
like
yeah,
the UFC
right
is not involved yet.
No, not involved at all. It was when the Polish guys came in, and I think Logan Paul and Arnold Schwarzenegger, they bring it to the mainstream or the main stage where more people, more eyes are watching. And then at that point, probably Dana White was already in the works or in the talks of, because he wanted to sell that holy smokes moment. So he jumped right in, and then just to capitalize on that a little bit. My brother ended up calling me, telling me, "Are you serious about this?" And I got an opportunity. I got a big opportunity, and this is it. And I was like hesitant, but he was told me who it was, and it was Dana White. And Dana White, he was like, "This is Dana White's league. This is the first ever, from making it to a garage thing to putting it out there as a sport." And I told him, "Yeah, I'm serious. I want to do it." And at that timing, I had.
Because when did you start jumping into the events and doing it too?
We did it before that, before
Okay.
Dana White's thing, when Columbus, Ohio, and we had our own thing going. My brother had his own little side called Chin Check with another guy.
Okay.
And I did just one match with them.
What made you want to do it? You were hesitant at first.
I just wanted to do it because I seen the kids, I seen people's reaction, and I seen, I guess, like the light, or I seen the light on it, like people getting excited, or even when I show up like anywhere, like people, their face light up, or they'd be looking at me like, "Hey, oh," like that's what I kind of do it for, like just because I see the passion that everybody else has, and I didn't really take it serious until I kind of realized that.
I see.
Yeah.
So you've been fighting for how long before Dana White and the UFC
started?
started?
I think it was like maybe a year. maybe a year and a half. Right before that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the sketchiest place you ever fought?
It was that El Paso one, but also we did one in Stockton, California, at a Impala car show, and that one was a little sketchy too. We had medical there. They set it up, but it was like I ended up slapping that guy 5 times, knock him out on the 5th round, and he ended up chopping me in my neck, and it caused me to have a bruise for like 2 weeks on my chest, and I didn't like it. Like I really didn't like it, but I'm like, I think I can do this, because I end up feeling the knockout, because once you feel like to knock out somebody with your fist is different, but to knock them out with an open palm or your hand is, you can feel it. You can feel everything. Just you're knocking the guy out and stuff. It kind of really does something to you, or because even me too, I can get knocked out, but I'm not trying to let that happen. Not in front of the world. Maybe if I play it off, I'm like, oh yeah, but nah. I'm gonna take precaution. I'm gonna.
If people watch a power slap event now, you see that there's like about 4 or 5 guys behind you, and it's very extremely well regulated. It's sanctioned. When you're doing these early events, you don't have these guys behind you, and you can potentially fall on asphalt, perhaps.
Yeah, some. It was just a barrel before.
Okay.
Or we would have catchers, but it would be other slap fighters, or it wouldn't be officials. Okay. Yeah. So now Dana White has the officials, has the athletic commission does it. So they're the ones even in the back of UFC and boxing.
I see.
They're the refs. They're the commission and stuff like that. So now it's different. They're really there with doctors and checking on your well-being, and they pay for all your medical and stuff like that. So, but before there was nothing like that. No way. You going home with maybe some hydrocodone or something, like a pill or something, like they
just walk off your concussion.
Walk it off. Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy. That's wild. So you're at this sport on the ground floor, pretty much. Before to what it's evolved to today. You're the Hawaiian Hitman. Where did that nickname come from?
Actually, it came from that song. I used to listen to that song from Oahu, and just me taking on that name, it felt right. Like it felt the right thing to do, because my brother was telling me, "Oh, why don't you choose a name like the Coconut Head or something?" I'm like, "What the? That'd be way out of proportion, And they get the crazy Hawaiian and then the Coconut Head. I don't know." But I found that song, and just listening to that song, it builds me up to be like, be that person, It just builds me up.
Not for you to give away your secrets.
Yeah.
What is the technique? Or I guess before we get into this, just to explain to those who may not know, what is the format of a power slap event? So what are the ground rules? So you cannot pivot. Yeah, no lifting your feet of any kind.
Yeah, no lifting your feet of any kind. You cannot club, means you go in further in, or like up above the neck or the hand, the head. And then there's no flinching, there's no moving, but there's a little bracing that they allow. But it's all new. The sport is being developed, and the rules are kind of constantly here and there, and a little bit changing also. So but it's just the fundamentals of not moving your feet at all. And that's where me and my brother, we'll do it, but right after we make contact, it doesn't matter. So you can kind of right after your contact, or chew out your slap. If it's natural, you can kind of move or like step off or stuff like that. But other than that, you got to stand there, or you got to make it fair to your opponent too as well. You got to hit him with your foot palm, your hand.
How many exchanges are there between you and your opponent? How many slaps do you do?
So there's 3 rounds without a title. Okay. And then 3 rounds, 2 fouls of defense fouls or offense fouls. And then there's I think there's 3 flinchings. 3 flinchings.
So you're allowed 3 flinchings?
Yeah, each round, I think, or each round they allow you to flinch that much times. But you still got to take 1 more anyway, so you're going to get slapped 2-3 times around. But in a title match now, you got 5 rounds, almost like UFC, same thing. And then you can same fouls, the 2 fouls, or there's more flinching you can do, like five flinching or something. I think so. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you and your brother pride yourselves on never flinching.
No, you know why? Because my mom, when we was young, we would get lickings, or we call them, we would get disciplined. But if we move, or we kind of move our butt, we got to take another one. So that's where it comes from. We don't want to move because we're not trying to take one more. We're trying to give you that one more.
What is the technique that you have, and what would you say is kind of what sets your slapping style apart from everybody else?
With me, I'm it's like a deadlift for me. I use my full body, but also the technique that I use is like just the mindset of taking you out, or like that's my technique actually. So I'm hitting you every time I'm hitting you. It's either I'm trying to hurt you or damage something in your face or knock you out, type of deal. But we're nice, we're Hawaiian. I don't really want to do that. But I know the name of the game. If I don't do that, somebody else will do that to me. So, yeah. So I want to be the first one to knock you out, or at least stumble you, or make you think like, oh, what's going on?
Left hand.
Yes.
Do you think being a southpaw gives you an advantage, where typically opponents aren't used to that?
Yeah, I think so. It does. It gives me just a little bit of the edge because my left hand is just as powerful as my right hand. And a lot of people cannot take a left hand side, hit on the left side. And I find that out because nobody really, protects that right side, of their face. Everybody gets hit on the left side of their face because most people are right-handed. But I find out some people have chins, but some people don't. So, it's a matter of mindset or the game that you play when you're up there on that stage.
What is the training like for you?
I do a lot of training as a gym, like regular gym, like doing my, working my traps or doing all my body parts and stuff like that. And Monday through Friday, I do that. But also I do, at home, I have this iron neck thing, and I have bob, and I have bands. I have a lot of things that I can, work my technique or just hone in on different skills. Because there's some stuff that I want to, teach, or teach other people to build a legacy and at least have a team under me or something, so my skills don't just end with me. Mm-hmm. So I wanna do that same thing with the Lord, with God. The path that He's taking us is more than I can even imagine. It's way more than I can even think. So I just want to be the right person, or be in the right mindset when I go in forward with at least being a champion for maybe 5 more defend like maybe 5 more times, or maybe 5 belts on this side and 5 belts on
The guy that makes a living knocking people out, just clocking them clean.
taking the skulls, collecting them.
Your faith is very close to you.
Yes.
And you live a very faith-driven and faith-centered life. Was that always the case, or did that happen later in life?
Kind of. We always been, but ever since I was young, my faith been, as much as a mustard seed or small. But now I'm increasing it to be a doer of the word. I'm really doing the things that I submit, or I be available for God to work through my life. So now is the time that I really taking that part serious, having my faith, or just working God's word. That's it's been recent, maybe the last year or so. Yeah, I've been kind of back and forth, but it's been a struggle because the enemy comes, but we're not gonna stay down. We're doing God's word and believing in God to work miracles in my life, and as well as other people around me. So,
was there a moment for you where you felt like you needed to make that change?
Yeah, a little bit, because right when I tell you, like, I've seen other people's faces and like other people's, when I go places, and I don't want to represent just me, or I don't want to have all the glory for myself. I want to include God, because that's what the word says. Have God go before you in everything that you do. Include Him in everything as well. So that's where I kind of put pieces together in my mind, like I'm not here from my doings from myself. I'm here from what God has done for me. So that's where I stand today, and all glory to God. And it's that's why we went to this conference, this Word of Life conference, and that was powerful.
That's why you're back in town for the week.
Yes, I'm back. Yeah, I figure I take care of God first, and then I can work on what He has given me. So, yeah.
And you have quite the platform to have a lot of reach and to perpetuate that message.
Yes. Yeah, because a lot of young kids, even at that church too. Like, I was just telling my brother, had some kids come around the corner and they stop. They're like, oh, like kind of starstruck too. And then I'm kind of playing around, like I'm like kind of showing them the shaka or saying what's up, and then they're like all starstruck, and then they're like they already know who I am, and I'm like, it's not for me, it's what God has done, But I see it in their eyes, and it just at the church, man, it was a big conference where we had people from all over the world come, all over from Word of Life, and people that's connected under one covering, and that all glory to God that it's the time that He made for us. This is the day that He has made. So, all glory to God.
Beautiful. You had mentioned that when you're competing, that you try to use your whole body into it. I think a common misconception is that a lot of people think that it's all upper body.
Yeah.
How important is the lower body aspect, and how do you incorporate your full body into what you're doing?
Oh man, it's talk about the full body is everything. You're utilizing the energy, that force, bringing it from the ground and up into your opponent. Same thing like a regular, as if you're fighting regular, but you're not moving. There's different levels to it, So that's why they don't call me on certain fouls, because I know the rules, and once I make contact, boom, man, I can move. And a lot of people say I flinch, but I'm looking at my videos, I don't even move. Like, what you talking about? Maybe one time I just like, oh.
Describe the feeling of what it is like knocking somebody out when you hit them flush.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, but that feeling of having like that button, or that
Where is the button? Right here? Like,
well, wherever you land on them, you can feel it in your hand, like inside. So, but I know when I hit somebody, I can feel them right away. Like, I can feel it if it's a knockout or not, because I'm actually taking their soul, like, putting their lights out, basically, yeah. So I can feel their dead weight. So sometimes I'm hit them and I'm like, oh, I don't have to put more power, or like I'll hit them and I would be like, yeah, cheering already, like, because I know I knocked you out, or it's just a feeling of knocking you out it's I don't know, undescribable, because you plan for it, but when it does happen, it just over exceeds your expectation of a knockout, or because that's why I got addicted to knocking somebody out, because I did it. Well, just that feeling. I did it with my left hand to this other guy. His name is Sleep for Cash now, but I did it with my left hand, and that's that one feeling of having a crowd. I could feel it through, like, people was watching, through the TVs and the screen. I could feel the energy of, like, oh, it was unbelievable. Like, and then to watch it back, to see everybody else's reaction, and it's like it made me like not also humble, but like wholeheartedly, like, I feel for it. Because before I would see my brother do it, and I'm like, that's a little much for me, because I'm not that guy. But to do that, and God opened up doors, and it's I don't know, just that feeling of knocking somebody out is undescribable, really. You probably, like, if you got it type of deal. So, yeah. So.
On the flip side, how does it feel to take a slap? Somebody's best shot.
Man, to see somebody's face, like, oh, like their whole all their skills or whatever they was working on, and it doesn't work, to see that in them after they slapped me, like how the dumpling did. That's what I was kind of preaching or saying to a lot of people, that watch, I'm gonna make him all emotional. I'm gonna make him all, like, belligerent. But to see him give it his all, or whatever he had at that time, and then be like, oh, like, and then that just made me kind of tune in, because basically my brother was yelling at me on the side of the stage. He ain't got nothing for you, mana. He ain't got nothing for you. And I was like, I'm still taking precaution. I ain't, letting it up. So I still bite down. I still make sure I'm ready and stuff like that. And just to have him whack me 5 times and I don't have no damage at all. Like, I didn't have any damage. Like, usually I'll get a cut in my mouth or something. But at that time, taking five slaps from the dumpling.
How big is this guy?
Oh, he was same size as me almost.
Okay.
I think like 350 almost. He was around that weight, probably a little bit heavier. And I was like 375-ish, 365.
So the feeling of taking his best shot and just eating it,
yeah,
it erases any sort of sting or pain you might feel on your face.
Yeah, exactly. I don't really feel it at all. It's the adrenaline. It's adrenaline type of deal. Like, I'll feel it later on, but I don't really feel it when I'm up there. It's just like, when you get lightheaded, or like that feeling of getting lightheaded and you're standing there, and then you're kind of coming back to. It's like that for me, but it's every time. Like only one time I felt like I couldn't really continue, but I put it together, because I got hit in Saudi Arabia, and the guy hit me with a good one, and I'm like, oh, and it felt worse. Like, you don't have control. Like, you don't have no control of your body, and you try to step off or step one way, and then your body don't want to. Like, it just felt like that for me when I got really rocked. Like, whoa, like, okay, yeah, that was serious.
Worst injury you've ever suffered?
It was for me, it was that one with the chest. The guy chopped me in he chopped me in my neck, and then for 2 weeks a big bruise. Huge bruise. It was like a purple or a green bruise, like old tattoos. It was crazy, and it hurt for 2 weeks after. Yeah, so that was the worst one. And we had medical there, but it wasn't really medical. It's just they check on you. Yeah.
Okay. Have you had concussions previously?
No concussions. Yeah, I've been rocked, but I haven't been, knocked out or anything like that.
What are the differences between you and your brother, and your styles?
My brother has I noticed he has a kill mode, or he has that, I don't know, it's that thing in his eyes. For me, I probably got to get hit first, or I got to make it up in my mind to knock you out, because I'm such a nice guy in general.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how do you get to that point, and what does it take for you to kind of get to that place?
It takes a lot, but I know when I sign a contract and I find out who my opponent is, it's out the door. All of that is out the door, and I know I have to do my job. And a lot of times I psych myself out to doing that, but I'll treat you like a normal person, or I'll be nice all until that day. Yeah, until that day you're done. Yeah, in my mind you're getting knocked out.
Because you can hear it with some UFC fighters. I remember Ilya Topuria said it was so hard to generate anything about Max Holloway because Max is so down to earth and such a genuine guy. Right. So it's like, how do you even get to that spot where it's like,
Yeah, I can imagine Ilya Topuria was like, kind of holding back a little bit. Like, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You mentioned fighting in Saudi Arabia. Where are the places around the world that this sport has taken you to?
Honestly, just Saudi Arabia and Las Vegas right now, but I'm hoping to be in Dubai. I'm hoping to be here in Las Vegas. Or not Las Vegas, but here back home in the islands of Oahu, Hawaii, in Oahu. Hopefully they're making arena big enough for, in the next couple of years, big enough to host the UFC as well. So I know Dana White making big plans, so he got more money than he probably, I heard something about his company, and man, that's how the top of the top guys do it. That's how they stay up top. So yeah.
So you're the reigning, defending super heavyweight champion. How many fights before you got the belt?
I had around 4 fights, and then this was my 5th fight to get the belt, and then I'm under the contract for Power Slap, so I have to renegotiate my contract on my next one. So I think they were kind of holding off, but I'm gonna ask for what I know I'm worth. So
and you get to renegotiate as a champion.
Yes, as the champ. Yeah, that's why I do have a manager, and he's helping me a lot, and I made money outside of of Power Slap as well. So I had a couple sponsors, and just working with a better team or better people on my side is helping me a lot.
What did it mean to you to win that belt?
Oh man, it meant a lot because I had my whole family there, my mom, them in the crowd, and it just meant a lot for me to go up there and represent more than just me. You know, it's my family, but also I was representing all of the islanders, everybody, not just Hawaiians, but from everybody all over the world, and also I'm Filipino as well, so. A lot of people on Instagram reached out from the Philippines. They're like, "You're Filipino too?" Like, man, yeah, Hawaiian and Filipino. So, but mostly just to represent the Islanders is the thing where it's bigger than me, So, I felt honored to be in that position and represent and get the belt back from the Russians. So.
We talk about the local connections in the UFC. In Power Slap, there's you and your brother. There's Russell Kainoa Rivero. We did a story recently on a bartender in Aiea.
Oh, yeah.
Kailua High School
she was there, Hurricane, yeah.
She's coming up as well.
Yeah.
What is it that sets Hawaii fighters apart?
I think we're just that's what we do in a naturally. You know why? Because back then we didn't have guns. We didn't have. We would go up and up. We call it toe to toe. So, I think the generation before us and before we all grew up with fathers in the house, or we all grew up with our elders, kapunas and stuff like that. So nowadays the kids they don't, there's half the time the dad's there, or half the time the grandma's papa's there. But I think this the generation that we're from it hits a little different because we grew up like that. We came from the islands like that, and nowadays it's like when you're young, and you have maybe your kids now, they're all technology kids or something, but back then we would have to play outside in the dirt, or we would have to be getting sunburned and turning purple yeah, back then. So
how far do you want to take this?
Man, I want to take it as far as God going to place me, but I already know that it's just the vision that He placed in me to keep it push, or not only keep it pushed, but keep me motivated. Because a lot of times I'm not motivated, or I have to re-motivate myself by sleeping with the belt or having the belt right next to me in my bed or something, So it means a lot that I'm here representing, Hawaii on behalf of Power Slap, in front of the world. So,
yeah, that is just incredible. You bringing this belt in, this has never left your side, I can imagine.
No, just a little bit until I told my mom she could have it, but I took it right back. Until I get one more, I this is hers.
What's something about competing in Power Slap that people don't know that you'd like to share with the world? What it takes, or what's involved with it? Something that just is not generally known.
Really, if you really, for this, or if you really want to try it out, just gain experience first. Just work on your technique, gain experience first before you try to come on a big stage. So, because that's how a lot of people nowadays they come and potentially get knocked out in the front of the world, on the biggest stage of the world, and it does some stuff to them. And, in that fact, it's like almost like the gaming thing, when you play games, you got to play with a couple bots before you start playing with the real, So, yeah, I think so. That's the main thing what I want to tell everybody, because you think you can do this, but you're going up against, people that's been doing it compared to you want to do it,
How many times have you heard, oh, I could do that too?
A lot. Everybody want to, even on the street. But my hands are light. I'm registered. My hands are registered like boxers, so I can't just hit you on the street.
I was gonna say, how many times have people come up to you asking for you to slap them?
All the time, really. But there was one guy on my last match. He wanted me to come to the club, and he paid me to slap him, and it was talking real money, like $5,000. And I was like, oh no way, I'm gonna see if I gotta write this down on contract or I gotta have you sign something. But I didn't want to put myself in that, in that predicament. So, because he wanted to slap me and I'll slap him, type of deal. But I'm like, anything with slapping from my contract, I can't do that. Yeah, I gotta have it something written down or something. Yeah. So
the most bizarre place somebody has asked you to slap them, like you were at the airport or you're at a Target, something.
Actually was back in Las Vegas, was just at a supermarket, like a store. It was like they was looking at me and then I was like I think it was like Walmart or something. It was like a random place, and the guy looked at me and then I think it was one of the workers, and then he was like kind of following me around. I kind of felt sketchy. I was like, well, this is worker. What is worker? What is this guy watching me or something? And then when I'm walking out, then he came up to me. He's like, hey, you're the slapping guy. Are you the guy, right? And then I was like, yeah. And then he was kind of working on it. He was like trying to slap me or like telling me, he want to try to slap me like that or something. I'm like, no, I can't. I got to always remember that, because other people got busted for this, slapping people on the street or having them slap you and stuff like that. So.
Of course, it's a slippery slope, right?
Yeah,
you even just touch them and it turns into
Yeah, because I go a lot of places and people look at me before, like, they be looking at me like, before back at home in Hawaii, when somebody stare at you, look at you, then you're like, what? You're like, what? But now, since I've been on people's screen, though, I know what they're looking at. Like, I know if they're looking at me as the Hawaiian Hitman or the crazy Hawaiian. But before, I would feel some type of way because people looking at me. But now I know why they're looking at me. I know why they're like kind of scared and kind of, hesitant to say hi or something. But like that's why I bring my brother around or I have other people, because the experience of having a belt is way more than what really can think about. There's places that I have my brother hold the belt. They think they're the champ, but he throws it back onto me, and I walk in, and they'll be like, "Whoa!" And then I would shake their hand. They're like, "Oh no!" Like, they'll be doing that. It'll be crazy. It go crazy.
What does it mean to you to represent Hawaii on this stage?
Man, it means so much that I get to have the opportunity to, relive that joy or like. I don't know how to explain. Like, I guess I watched a thing with Yancy Madara as well, and he said that he was just out there to represent Hawaii. And that's the same thing I want to do. I want to represent Hawaii or the people that's just riding on me. Or when I go into public places, I want that image of Hawaii, or I want the image of me representing more than just me, representing the whole, the roots of the native Hawaiian. So,
best piece of advice you've ever received that you continue to share to this day?
Actually, it's from my mom. Stay humble. Humility is everything for me, and that's the one thing that the enemy cannot touch. It's your humility, and it says it in the word, and that's the saying that my mom always tell me, to stay humble, be humble, and wherever I go, wherever I plant my feet. So, because God is the one that going to exalt you, because that's what I would like to do. Because every time I get the belt, everybody's like, yeah, you, Manas, you did this, you did it. I'm like, nope, none of me, none of me. It's all because of the Lord who set me on solid ground and put my feet where I need to go. And that's how I got this belt, and I cannot forget that. I cannot. If I do, I don't want to get it to my head, because this is not only for me. I'm doing it for my family. I'm doing it for others, even people that's watching. I'm doing it for you guys, or just in general, whoever's genuinely excited. That's who I would do it for. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When's your next fight?
I want to be right away, but
how often or how many times a year do you try to compete?
It just depends, but I know some people like compete like 4 or 5 times a year, maybe more. And for me, I guess since I'm the top right now, there's no opponents, or there was, but they gotta prove themselves type of deal. And I can't just fight anybody off the street or anybody that's I want to fight who's coming up in the ranks. I don't want to take on somebody that's like ranked number 8, 10, or I want to take on. I want to take on the top of the top, at least, rank 5 and up, or maybe 6. I'll give them a chance. But honestly, I want somebody with a good knockout, so at least I have competition. Because sometimes when I go up there, it's
have you cleaned out your division?
Pretty much. I think I can take them all out, but some people want me to call them out, and I'm like, no. You got to work your way up and call me out.
Right.
Because I can take on anybody, but it's for me the matchmakers that Power Slap has. They're the ones in control. So I just want to be good on their side, on their part. So they match me up with, potential, knockout,
How many times have you had to shoot down fighting your brother?
Oh, almost every time until Dana White got tired of it. Dana White, he got tired of it.
Because he came up to you and said...
Yeah, he told us, no way in heck that you guys are doing that. Because almost every podcast or every time we come on Instagram, it would be something that people say. Like, you and your brother in the same weight class. When are you guys going up against each other or something? So I had to realize that I kind of had to... If I won at that time and when my brother was already the champ, I would have went up against him just because of the rankings. But I knew that, there was bigger plans. So where, because I was in there before my brother in Power Slap. I was in there before, but I ended up getting caught or whatever, or suspended, and then I came back. And then at that time, when I make my way back, I had two slap matches, and it didn't go my way. I ended up losing, and then one was a decision loss. So, yeah.
So, as of now, you're the champion. You're calling the shots with these matches. Fighting your brother's not going to happen.
No, yeah. Right now, my brother actually he's not in my weight class no more. So yeah.
It works out there.
Yeah, it works out. Yeah, and it worked out too where he was the champ. And then the Russians took it from him, and then I went up against that Russian, and I'm 2-0 with the Russians. So that one knockout I told you in Saudi Arabia, that was against a Russian, and I knocked him out. And then to get the belt, I went up against Dumpling to get the belt, and he's a legend. He's a legend in that slapping game. He's like what my brother is here in the United States. The Dumpling is the same thing in Russia. So I felt like, it was just the right thing to do to take on the Dumpling, or, at that timing. And he was so scared, I could see it in his eyes. Like when I was going up against him, because at that time, I was at the gym, I was pumping, man, my traps was big, and I could see him looking at me every time, and I was.
Were you guys working out in the same gym?
Oh, no.
Just out leading up to the fight.
Yeah, leading up to the fight. But we did I seen him at the gym one time in the hotel. But I talked to his translator, and then the translator talked to him. But, I'm staying right here with him, and I'm trying to be nice, but he's always sizing me up. And I at that time, I didn't know what he was working up in his mind. I didn't know, but I think he was truly scared. He was truly scared at that time, and so because I was coming in just as me, I wasn't faking it, that was me coming in, and I was playing it nice, but I think he knew that I was just too much of a nice guy, probably.
Very nice guy.
Yeah.
Mana, this was a real pleasure.
Yes, same
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm glad we could make it happen.
Yes.
Wishing you the best of luck. Don't touch the left hand, right? Shake hands with the right hand.
Yeah, so I end up hurting my right hand. I do another thing called slapping some monster truck tires, but I end up...
Wait. I didn't... We gotta get...
Yeah, so...
Wait, that's part of the training is slapping them tires.
It was for a little while because I tried to get callus on my hands and stuff. But it doesn't really help you if you're not preparing for a fight, If you're preparing for a fight, it can help you. But honestly, I was hitting the tires, not the regular tires, but the tires that's on your Toyota truck.
Okay.
I was hitting those tires, and I was hitting them hard. And I was smacking them. And it was in a container back in Las Vegas. I was smacking them, and then I hurt my hand. I hurt my wrist a little bit more. And I told myself I cannot do that because I got to protect my hand and, you know, potentially. I liked it. I liked it, but until I hurt my hand, I'm like, no, I don't like it. Yeah.
We're talking about fighting the Russians. So they got the Ivan Drago, and you're doing the Rocky style training, hitting the trucks. I love it. So good. That belt. Thank you for bringing it in. By the way, thank you.
Mahalo. Yeah.
There it is. A wonderful time with the Hawaiian Hitman.
Thank you, brother Mark. Yes.
Another edition of the Long Game Podcast. You can catch past conversations on the H&N streaming app or wherever you get your pods. This was fun. Aloha.
Yes, sir. Thank you.